Have you ever been ready to say a sentence, but when you get to a certain word, you just can't quite put your finger on it? This is called tip of the tongue phenomenon, and things like this are evidence of a breakdown somewhere in the speech production process. To understand how and why something like this can occur, it's important to break speech production down into the stages that account for different aspects. There are 5 stages of speech production, also known as the 5 levels of linguistic representation. At each stage, a breakdown can occur and could result in phenomena like tip of the tongue. The first stage is called conceptual preparation. This stage involves formulating the idea that you want to communicate. When a breakdown occurs at this level, it results in an error called semantic substitution. Semantic substitution is when you're trying to select a word, but instead you select a semantically related word. An example would be if you were trying to say, I was walking my dog, but accidentally said, I was walking my cat. The next stage is lexical selection, which is the process of choosing the word that matches the previously formed idea. If a breakdown occurs at this level, it could result in the error of lexical exchange. Lexical exchange is when you accidentally flip-flop words. An example of this is if you were to say, I gave a dog to my cookie, instead of, I gave a cookie to my dog.
The third stage is morphosyntactic encoding, which involves arranging the words according to grammatical rules. When a breakdown occurs at this level, it can result in an error called grammatical exchange. An example of a grammatical exchange speech error would be saying, I dished the washes instead of I washed the dishes. The fourth stage, phonological encoding, is when the speaker plans which sounds to say. If a breakdown occurs at this stage, a speech error called sound exchange may occur. A sound exchange is when the corresponding sounds from 2 words get switched. For example, attempting to say stop talking, but instead producing top stalking. The fifth and final stage is articulation. This is the execution of motor commands to produce the sound selected in the previous stage. When a breakdown occurs at this level, it could result in a speech error called sound perseveration. This is when you replace the sound of one word with the corresponding sound from a previous word. An example of this type of error is attempting to say fast car, but instead saying fast far. Although these stages are often presented in this order, they do not strictly follow it, and stages can sometimes interact with one another, as seen in the lexical bias effect found in Dell and Reich 1981. The lexical bias effect is when phonological errors result in creating more real words than non-words, revealing an interaction between the phonological encoding level and the lexical and syntactic information. To understand how the speech production process works, it's necessary to break down the stages and look at how they interact with each other.